This is The Bert Show.
Time to get buzzed on the hot goss from Hollywood with Abby. It's The Bert Show's entertainment buzz.
50 Cent claims he's practicing abstinence for 2024. It's a different kind of dry January, at the very least. So he shared in an Instagram post yesterday that he revealed he's practicing abstinence. He said, "My new idea is so big. I don't have time to be distracted. I'm practicing abstinence. I've been meditating and focusing on my goals." And then he posted a photo of himself in a suit, smoking a cigar and sipping on his award-winning brandy that we can assume. He hasn't shared anything about his big idea, whatever this is, but it must be big enough that he needs to really put all of his emotional and physical energy into it.
Cat. Yeah. I don't believe any part of it. I think that's all for promo. I mean, for one, he has a girlfriend who he's like deeply involved with now, and I never understood the whole point of being abstinent after you get into the relationship that you've been looking for. And two, when people announce, especially men, I believe this, when you announce that you're being abstinent, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why do you have to say it to everyone who's listening, I am off the table? I just want all the women to know I'm not doing it. It almost feels like you're asking for attention for it to go the other way. Okay. I never believed that.
Hold, please, because this is a concept I'm not familiar with. Did you just say that you know people that are in relationships that have been doing it, that all of a sudden say, okay, we're going to be abstinent together?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Why?
I never got that. I've heard women like say, I'm at that point in my life. Like you meet the guy that you now actually believe you might marry.
So you're going to save yourself. So that's a saving yourself from marriage tactic?
Right. Because you already got your your slut phase out the way.
But you already started it with him. And then when you decided that this is going to be the person you're going to marry, then you pulled that?
I've seen that.
Yeah.
What?
I've absolutely seen that. Yes.
All right. I want to talk to you, unicorns.
I have a couple friends that could call in.
1-855-BERT Show. They started and then said, because this isn't the dudes usually. I'm guessing this is not the dude's idea.
I've always seen women do this. Yeah. I ain't never seen a guy do it.
1-855-BERT Show.
Isn't it like re-virginizing for the wedding or something like that?
Yeah, they just feel convicted that this is what you're supposed to do, so you just end up pressing pause.
Re-virginizing?
Yes.
That's stupid.
That's how I feel. I never got to the guy that you actually, because I've heard women say sometime with him, we're too connected. It's like it's almost too much. So I want to make sure that he's going to stay around. It's going to work. So I want to stop.
Yeah. Re-virginization. It refers to a couple who's already engaged in premarital sex, but now they're going to abstain once they, for the wedding.
Makes no sense.
I don't respect this.
Nope. That makes no sense to me.
It makes no sense. And I think you can't label yourself a re-virgin if you've already done it.
No, you're not calling yourself a virgin. It's just that's re-virginization. That is the act of having been with your partner and then realizing this is the man I'm going to marry. This is the woman I'm going to marry. We're engaged. You know what? We're just going to abstain until the wedding night.
Now
that way it's like we're virgins all over again.
There is a chance that I place too much value on this area in a relationship, and that's why it seems so ridiculous to me. But
emphasis on the...
On the what?
Oh, yeah, he did.
Ridiculous. Second syllable. There was a heavy emphasis on that.
I just don't really understand the concept here, and Jennifer is here to spell it out. Hey, Jennifer, good morning.
Hi.
Hi. What's up?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Are you doing this right now? You're re-virginizing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Much.
All right. I'm not going to judge you while you're on the show, but once you hang up, I'm totally going to go off. No, just kidding. So what was the reasoning? What's your thought process here?
It was for religious purposes.
Were you not religious before?
No, I was, but I always had that guilt.
Let's do a deep dive here. Okay, so you had guilt about being physical before you got married, right?
Right.
And you're engaged now or you're married now?
No, I'm just in a relationship.
You're in a relationship. You guys were doing it. And then you went to him and like, hey, this guilt is just too much for me. This is not going to be part of our relationship anymore.
Yeah, it was during a church service one day.
Right in the middle of the church service. You said to him like, hey, I am really moved right here. I'd be so pissed at that pastor.
Oh, man. We getting out of that church
I
immediately.
don't know what he said.
I would be like, we are not going to TGI Fridays after this. No, for Sunday brunch.
Boy, you're out of here.
So you literally, during the sermon, looked over at him and said, say again?
No, after. I was like crying during the sermon, and then afterwards we talked. We had like a heart-to-heart conversation, and then, yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most disappointed person in the world, where was he on the disappointment scale?
He was very understanding. I mean, you know, as a guy, I expect him to be disappointed, but he was very understanding, and he hasn't really like pressured or anything.
Good.
It's we're in a really healthy, good relationship, so it's it worked out, but it was a risk for sure.
No, for sure. And I love that it's you spoke your truth and he's respecting it. How long has it been?
8 years.
8? What? Huh?
What?
Wait a second.
Hold,
I knew
please.
he's a saint.
Why don't you get married?
Oh, it's just like not at that point right now in my like career wise, you know. So it's just I don't feel a rush. Like we both don't really feel a rush, but you know we're like slowly getting there.
I just want to do I want to do the math on this. So you guys were having sex for how long before this terrible sermon?
Couple of months.
Couple of months, and now it's been 8 years, and you guys still haven't done it.
Correct.
Be honest. Do you do everything but?
Well, in the beginning it was hard for sure, but slowly it got to a point of just nothing.
8 years?
I can't believe this.
Yeah,
I am
we're all stunned.
That is a good man.
I'm telling. Yeah, he like a man like that does not exist. Like he is a catch for sure. Like
No, he deserves some.
Can Jennifer? They're not doing that, Mo.
As a reward, you should give him sex.
Seriously.
No, I mean, so Jennifer, will you please? Because I feel like we are all very invested in your story now. When you guys do get engaged, will you please call us up and let us know?
oh my gosh, we're like waiting for like the honeymoon, like you know, like with the whole thing.
No, Jennifer, I want to keep your information. I am wholeheartedly serious. When you guys, it's been 8 years. When you get engaged, it doesn't matter when it is. Bert might not even be here anymore. It doesn't matter.
I for sure won't be. He's held out for 8 years.
I want you to call us up and be like, I'm the Jennifer that re-virginized. It's been 8 years since we did it. We are now engaged, and we will do a countdown to the honeymoon with you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Wow. I literally felt my parts down there tense up when she said 8 years.
I wasn't
I feel
prepared.
for him.
I thought she would like. I was not prepared for that.
I'm gagged.
I wonder if they had pet names for each other because she could call him Bluey.
That man had the Last Supper for real.
I did not know we were going to stumble on this. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure can.
It was a kind of a similar situation. My best friend, her and her boyfriend lived together, and for a few years, I mean, they weren't like her, like where it was like a couple months. They were like doing it for a few years, and then they got really, really religious, and they both decided to do it together.
Okay, that's if they both decided.
Yeah.
Then it's different. But yeah, if she comes to me after a couple of years and says this is the new game plan, I'm just like, no.
Well, you were respected in the beginning, right? You wouldn't bounce immediately.
As I said,
because now your shallow meter is.
That I don't care.
Okay.
Call it whatever you want.
All right.
If we're doing it for that many years and then she comes to me and says we're not doing this again for a couple of years,
I get it.
I have to seriously reconsider the relationship because I do.
Physical is very important to you. I get that.
And it's not just physical. I think in a lot of ways, I think women just assume that dudes are horny. So they just want to have sex all the time. But I do think that for me, that is a way to show affection and love.
Mm-hmm. It's your love language.
It is,
Yeah,
physical for certain. But if she said no, I'd be like, do I get a vote in this? Because this is not going to work for me.
I would love to see your face with a woman telling you that. That one eye would start twitching.
Yeah, you wouldn't see my face because I'd be walking out the door.
The back of his head.
I could not do it. Me and my girl are never going to church.
Cassie, good morning. You're on the Bert Show. Hi.
Good morning. Good morning. So glad to talk to you guys. My situation is a little different where my now husband, we've been together 20 years. We had been dating and living together for 4 years and having lots of playing the piano. And when he asked me to marry him, he is the one who said, I really think it would be great if we wait 6 months to play the piano again. And then on our honeymoon, we get physical. So it was his idea, and it was a very intense 6 months, we'll say that. But the honeymoon rocked.
I bet.
So think about that, though, like the anticipation and the build and then the release. Would you be willing to do that?
Nope.
No.
6 months?
Nope.
I don't understand it.
It was probably worth it. Probably worth it. And 20 years of marriage would tell you that it worked out well.
Yeah. For sure. And I'm glad you did what you guys did and you came to that conclusion together. But it sounds to me like most of these have a religious connection or some religious guilt involved. So I've never lived that kind of world, so this wouldn't work for me at all.
Yeah, I don't connect to it.
No.
Couldn't do
Not
it.
at all.
Sorry.
But you're engaged, right? You propose. She says yes, and she's like, or he was the one that suggested this. He says, "Let's go 6 months without doing it, and we'll do it on." Are you going to break off the engagement and break up with the person and not marry them because they want to go 6 months without having sex because they want to do it on the wedding night?
Maybe. I see it like when you get to the Super Bowl. Don't change what got you there.
This is The Bert Show.